Good morning, everyone. My name is Kate McDowell, and I know this takes a little bit of time to get going sometimes. So if you're watching live, please drop hashtag live in the comments below. And if you're watching the replay, drop hashtag replay in the comments below. It's always nice to know who's tuning in and who's around. And so I know I'm not just talking to myself. And so, yes, I have quite a raspy voice today. Last week, I had the absolute pleasure of attending Hypno Thoughts Live, which is the biggest hypnosis conference in the entire world. And I learned some really cool things. One of the presentations that I found really impactful and powerful was with Dale Turnbull, who talked a lot about metaphors. And as a hypnotist, metaphors is something that we use often because for people to be able to get an understanding of what you're talking about, sometimes painting a picture for them makes a really big difference. And so, after my experience with learning more about metaphors, getting deeper into that last week with Dale, where he showed me some totally eye opening things. Dale will be on our podcast shortly. He's just returning to Montreal from Vegas. We left on Monday, so he came a little bit later. But what I found really cool about the whole metaphor perspective, while it's something that I've been familiar with in the past, he helped me just look at things in a different way. And then, as typically happens, I got on a call with a client yesterday, and she's a very visual person. And so we were talking about kind of what she's going through, and she started to literally explain it to me in a metaphor. And I thought it was just really cool. And so she's telling me that when we started working together, she felt like she was just stuck in a rut. Like she'd been spinning her tires for months, for years, and wasn't able to move forward or to get out of this. And as we started to work together, she said, "One thing I really loved is that you didn't rescue me. You didn't try to come in and save the day. You came in and you showed me that there was a way for me to put some wood in these ruts so that I could gain traction with my tires and start moving in the right direction on my own." And that's one of the cool things about metaphors is realizing that it's all about helping the client see where they've been holding themselves back, where they've been getting stuck, and how maybe a slight turn or a slight pivot could take them in a different direction and help them move forward. Talking with this client too, we were talking about how she's doing really well. She's making big changes. And she said, "I do a lot of subconscious mind work." And when she said to me, things have shifted. I don't feel like I'm dealing with the betrayal anymore, or the resentment, or the anger, or the guilt, or the shame, or all the things from the past. The emotions have all been disconnected. But at the same time, I feel like part of me is still gripping, still holding on to that old version of me. And I said, "Of course." Because for most of your lifetime, you've gone out the front door and you've turned right, out the front door and you've turned right, out the front door and you've turned right. And so now I've helped you see that there are other ways. What if you go out the front door and you turn left instead? And as you turn left, you notice that there's less bumps in the road, that there's less traffic. You notice that the view is much better. You notice that there are other cool places to stop along your destination. You start to notice that more becomes possible for you just because you've chosen a slightly different direction. But over time, the unconscious mind, its ultimate goal is to keep us alive and keep us safe and protect us. And so if it's used to out the front door and turn right, and you start to do things different, sometimes it can pull you back. It can try and slam on the brakes. It can try and get you stuck back in that rut because that's what's comfortable. And the more you keep focusing on, you know what? I'm going to go out the front door. I am going to turn left. I'm going to enjoy the view and understand that this is not about the destination, it's about the journey. And so metaphors is a really cool tool. And I'm so appreciative of this client because she had said to me, "I was really stuck when I met you, and I'm so grateful for the changes that have happened. And it's all been because you've just shown me that different things are possible." Like I said, I don't rescue my clients. There's no benefit if I come in and rescue you because things are gonna happen throughout life. And how can you look at life in a way where it's like, "Oh, there's a rut. I'm going to avoid it this time, but if I do get caught in it again, I know how to get myself out of it." So if you're someone who's felt like you are stuck in a rut, or like challenges just keep coming up for you, or you keep ending up in the same patterns, maybe it's the same relationships, maybe it's the same work environments, Maybe it's the same challenges. This could be around weight loss. This can be around conflict with a partner, with a child, with, workplace. All of these things can change. And when we focus on the fact that these changes don't come from outside of us, they actually come from inside, it's pretty cool the differences that can happen. So if any of what I've mentioned today resonates with you, book a consultation with me. I'll drop the link in the chat, in the comments for this post so that you can do that. It's a free consultation, and many people walk away from this, even if we don't end up working together, just with a different understanding of what's going on with them. Where they thought in the past that they were just stuck in this rut and they had to just stay there. Now they can look at things from a different perspective. And sometimes as simple as looking from a different perspective or even just like shifting your view a little bit can create so much more opportunity and possibility. And that's where change is incredible. So if this is something that resonated with you, book a consultation with me. It's totally free. I'll help you kind of take a look at what's going on with you and where are the opportunities for you to go out the front door and turn left instead of right. I am Kate McDowell, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.